So, welcome to the session. We have done up to Sutra number 40. Just a quick recaps. The last few sutras were about the planetary god and solar god. Okay. And now let's go on. We are on Sutra number 41. The presence of the Supreme God in our galaxy is called the galactic logos or the galactic parabrahman. So you may be aware our galaxy, we are living on the planet Earth, which is a part of the solar system. The solar system and many other solar systems belong to a galaxy. It's commonly known as the Milky Way. So what Master is telling us is that like there is presence of Supreme God on the planet, who we call the planetary God, like there is presence of Supreme God at the solar system level, who we call the solar God or Lord Savitur. Similarly, there is presence of God at the galactic level, who we can call the galactic Parabrahman, galactic Logos, or galactic God. If you remember, Master has already told us that Supreme God is omnipresent. I think somewhere he says Supreme God is this all pervasive energy, pure energy with consciousness. Now, given that Supreme God is omnipresent, what it means is that everything is in Supreme God. Supreme God is in everything. And we have already seen that the presence of Supreme God is in even every material thing, in the sense of the Purusha and the Prakriti combining together to give us this manifested universe. But in pure form, there is also the presence of Supreme God. And this is available at every level of creation, universe, galaxy, solar system, planet, even in each one of us. What we call the soul is the presence of Supreme God in pure form. And the purpose of that presence or this presence is what provides the energy or the force, the creative force and the sustaining force. You see, these whatever is happening in the universe is being, there are forces at work which are causing creation, destruction, and sustenance. Right? So, where is that coming from? The presence of the Supreme God. Interestingly, in one course I did some time back on the Upanishads, there was this discussion where they said, you can distinguish between Brahman, or what Master is calling Parabrahman, and Ishwar. And according to that Guruji, they said that Brahman or Parabrahman is the unmanifest, non-active, non-doing, non-performing Supreme God, just pure consciousness. And then they said Ishwar is the aspect of this Parabrahman, which is the active, the creative, the sustaining aspect. And that is the presence, I think, that Master is talking about. Of course, Master is using the same term, Supreme God. Master is not distinguishing between Brahman and Ishwar. But, I just thought that you might find this interesting. There is one small distinction I found. If you look at Sutra number 26 in the book, there Master says absolute Supreme God. Now, in these sutras, Master is talking about Supreme God. Now, does Master mean by absolute Supreme God Parabrahman, and by Supreme God the aspect of Parabrahman at different levels, the Ishvara aspect? It's a good thing to think about. I, cannot say very definitively. Just a thought that came to me, so I thought I will share it to you. Yeah. And, when Master says galactic logos, you remember the word logos means the word or the sound which is used to create, to sustain the worlds. And if you remember, Master has said not just one word or one sound, but there are multiple. words and sounds. So when master says logos, it is the combination of all those words or sounds. All right. Shall we go on? Sutra number 42. You see, just a reminder, we are doing this. Please do not think that I have some great understanding of master's, teachings. I have been, my small mind, I've been trying to understand to the best of my possibilities. I keep discussing with other people, with people who have introduced me to pranic healing, who have mentored me in pranic healing, some of the acharyas. So what I'm giving you is my sort of understanding. It doesn't mean it is right. I'm just giving you food for thought. You please do your own thinking. Yes. All right. 42. The golden age occurs when our solar system is nearest to the center of the galaxy, nearest to the galactic logos. The dark age occurs when it is farthest away. This truth has been taught by the great spiritual teachers, and there is an asterisk and a footnote. This great truth has been recently clarified by Sri Yukteswar Giri in his book, The Holy Science, which is written in 1894. Okay, very interesting. So, golden age. Now, golden age in the Indian system, the nearest word is Satyug. Satyug. You are aware? Kali Yuga, Dwapar, Treta, and Satyug. So that is what I think Master is referring to golden age. Actually, later on, there is a more detailed section on this. There is an entire section on this as this particular sutra. You know what Master is saying in this sutra, that is explained in a lot of detail, and we will discuss it in detail there. Right now, I think just understand like this. So there is the galactic logos, who's, let us say, the center of the galaxy. Now, as the solar system moves closer to it, it gets more energy from the galactic logos. As it moves further away, it gets less energy. It's very simple. Like you are in a dark place and there is a single source of light. If you are closer to the source of light, you get more light. If you move further away, or if you move quite a distance away, you get less light. The intensity of the light reduces, right? I mean, many times, especially at my age, many times I have to come closer to the light to be able to read something, because the body has aged, and sometimes I can't read in dim light, so I have to come closer. Why? What happens then? I get more light. Similarly, when the solar system is closer to the galactic logos, the center of the galaxy, or the seat of the galactic logos in the galaxy, you're aware, of course, everything in the universe is moving. So the earth is rotating, the earth is revolving around the sun, the solar system itself is rotating around some center of the galaxy. Now, as it moves, it is not a perfect circle. So sometimes it comes closer, sometimes it goes farther. And there is a complexity in this. So, which we will see later when we come to that section. So, when the solar system comes closer, the entire solar system, including the earth, gets more spiritual energy. And can you imagine how refined that would be, how strong, how powerful that would be? And as we move away, we get less. So when we are closer is what Master is calling the golden age, or what in the Indian system is called the Satyuga. And when you go away, not you go away, when the solar system moves away, the intensity of the spiritual energy is little less. And that is what we call the Kali Yuga, or the dark ages. Master has not used the word here, dark ages, but that is commonly the word that is used. Actually, the book that Master is talking about is very interesting. I hope you can see the book. This is by Sri Yukteswar ji. Sri Yukteswar, you may know as the Guru of Paramahansa Yoganand, who is very well known because he has written that book, Autobiography of a Yogi. Yes, you are aware of that book, Autobiography of a Yogi. So that book is written by Paramahansa Yoganand ji, and his Guruji was like our Guruji, his Guruji. Similarly, Yoganand ji, his Guruji was Sri Sri Yukteswar ji. And when you read the book, he Yukteswar ji talks about how he is guided by his Guru. So his Guru is understood to be Lahiri Mahashay, and his guru's guru, that means Sri Yukteswar ji's Mahaguruji, is a great soul who is very well known, at least in the Indian subcontinent, as Babaji, who's considered to be at the level of an avatar, or fully God realized. And there are stories about how he is immortal and he takes anybody when he wants, and so on and so forth. So, I think we'll leave it here. Just think that there is a relevance to these centers, and there is a difference, or let's say there is an influence on us. And that is what leads to the ages, the yugas. All right, number 43. Spiritual evolution is governed by the law of cycles. And there is an interesting diagram. It is cyclical, but on an upward trend. So we've already got a hint from the previous sutra, because you see the solar system is going around uh, the galactic logos, and later we will see this is once in so many years. Now this is cyclical. So we come closer, we move further away. That is supposed to be once in 20,000 years or 24,000 years, something like that. Now this is cyclical. Now if this is cyclical, then the Satyug and Kalyug is cyclical. There is Kalyug and then Satyug and then again Kalyug and Satyug. Of course, in between there is Dwapar and Treta. So this is a cycle. I mean, and you are aware, in nature actually everything is cycle. So spiritual evolution is also governed by the law of cycles. So spiritual evolution goes up. So apparently in Satyug it is highly spiritual, and in Kali Yuga it is highly materialistic or less spiritual, and it goes on like that. But the interesting thing is this diagram. If you pay attention to the diagram, every in the curves, the top points are the satyugs of different cycles. The lowest points are the kaliyugs of different cycles. But can you see that first satyug, the second satyug is higher than the first satyug? That means between the first satyug and the second satyug, there is an improvement. And then the third one is even better, and then the fourth one, and so on and so forth. Similarly, Kaliyug comes, and then Satyug, and then again Kaliyug, but the second Kaliyug is little better off than the first one. So this is the lowest, and then the next, and then the next, and then the next. So it is like that. Something like if you follow the stock market, if you follow, Sensex or S&P 500, or, these indexes, they are generally believed to move up, but they don't go up in straight line. They go up and down, up and down. The only thing is that when it goes up and then goes down and then goes up again, this up is more than the previous up. So if you see over time, it is going upwards, but it is not a straight line. It is like this. It is going up, but with ups and downs. Yeah. You see, this should also remind us or inform us or convince us of the inevitability of evolution. Many times we may have this thing that, will I really evolve? So, as you can see, the whole system has no option but to evolve, because spiritual energy is constantly increasing. All right, let's go on. Sutra number 44 and 45. Let's read together. The universal logos or universal parabrahman for our universe. The maxi universal logos or the maxi universal parabrahman for the universes. Yeah, you remember earlier in one sutra, Master said, God being God is constantly creating universes. God being God cannot stop at one universe. There have to be multiple universes. And now, of course, science also accepts that. Actually, in my older edition, the first edition that I had, this line read, the cosmic logos or the cosmic parabrahman for the universes. So later, I think in edition 2, they have changed it to maxi universal logos or the maxi universal parabrahman for the universes. So the same concept, I think, is continuing. So we saw planetary God, then solar God, the presence of God at the solar system level. Then last sutra, we saw galactic logos. Then, of course, it follows there must be the universal logos because the universe is multiple galaxies. Now, can you imagine what a large, powerful being that is? And then, of course, even above higher is the Maxi Universal Logos, who's in charge of many, many, many universes. Of course, all this is beyond our perception. We cannot perceive this. It is difficult to even conceive of this. But, maybe we can try to conceive, but definitely difficult to, I mean, impossible to perceive. Generally, it is believed that anything beyond the solar system is beyond us. We cannot experience it. We can only imagine it. So I think that is what applies here also. All right, Sutra number 46. Finally, the absolute supreme God, the supreme creator, the causeless cause, the source from which all comes from. Now, this term causeless cause, this is used in many religions, in many spiritual schools and philosophies. You see, again, one has to see that nobody has seen that this causeless cause is just due to our imagination. Because for everything we say, what has caused this? And then we say, okay, this was caused by this, but what caused this? Okay, so this caused this, but then what caused this? So you keep going to what caused this, but in the end, finally, one has to come to a place which we generally call the absolute supreme God as the causeless cause. And we say, stop here. Don't try to think of a cause. Because if there was a cause to the absolute supreme God, then would not be the absolute supreme God as per our definition. So many people, or some people will reject this. They will say, no, there has to be a cause, or why does there have to be a cause? Just look at the evidence. Maybe this has just existed always. But then I think even science now tells us that, with the Big Bang theory, there is a beginning. Now, so if there is a beginning, there must be something before the beginning. The scientists put an age to the earth, the solar system, the universe, the stars. Constantly stars are forming and dying, so it is difficult to accept that there was never a beginning. And if there was a beginning, then what was there at that moment or the moment before the beginning? How did it start? Actually, there is a very interesting shloka in the Rig Veda. I'm forgetting the name of that, which is where this is discussed. And finally, it says nobody knows. We don't know. Even if there was somebody there, even he does not know. So this is, this is really, really esoteric. Really, what should I say? Highly, highly esoteric stuff we are dealing with. I just hope that it is to some extent making sense to you, and it is not. You are able to appreciate the depth of master's wisdom. You are able to understand the great effort he has made in trying to step it down, make it simpler for us so that we are able to relate to it. Because this is the stuff that is talked about in the Vedas. This is the stuff that is talked about in the Upanishads. And it is difficult. It is not easy, but this is the greatness of Master Choa. He has really stepped it down. He talks about how the spiritual teachers are spiritual transformers. This is how they transform. They take very esoteric, very difficult to understand, very mystical subjects, and they make it easier for us to. I don't say it is easy to understand, but at least they make it easier for people to understand. All right, let's read the next one. It's a pretty long one. A student once asked the Lord Buddha about the Supreme God. The Lord Buddha said that the subject matter is difficult to explain. The Lord Gautama Buddha said, imagine an apple, and this apple is part of an apple tree. This apple tree is part of an apple farm, and there are many, many apple farms. The student was confused by the answer of the Lord Buddha. So now Master is explaining the answer that Lord Buddha has given. He's sort of unpacking it or breaking it down. So when he said, imagine an apple, so the apple symbolizes the solar god or the solar Parabrahman. The many apples of the apple tree symbolizes the god or the Parabrahman of the galaxy. The big apple farm symbolizes the god or Parabrahman of the universe. The many, many apple farms symbolize the God or the Parabrahman of the universes, or maybe you can say absolute supreme God. Now, Master says something very interesting. In his younger years, MCKS came across this interesting story. Whether it was in this physical world or in the inner world, he does not remember. Okay, the last line we will discuss, but before that, I hope you are able to follow. I think Master has really explained it. I mean, he's already in the previous sutras, he has already walked us through this, and now he has explained in the words of Lord Buddha. I hope it is not very difficult to understand. Now, this, when Master says whether it was in the physical world or the inner world, he is pointing us to the possibility of our learning not only in the physical world, through the books and the courses and the sessions that we attend and so on, but even in the inner world. So, I would refer you to study or read thoroughly, carefully. There is a section in Master's autobiography, The Origin of Modern Pranic Healing and Arhatic Yoga. There is a section which he has called Inner Transmission. So please read that. I think that will, explain this. How do you come across an interesting story in the inner world? Now, let me not try to discuss that, what Master has explained. It's better if you read it yourself. But let me give you some practical advice how you can benefit or how we can all benefit from learning, acquiring knowledge in the inner world. Now, one way, there may be many ways. One way which I have been taught and which I have been practicing before sleeping, either have a salt water bath or at least wash your feet. Do soul affirmation, do Om Namah Shivaya, Om chanting. As you lie down, you invoke for receiving teachings while the physical body is asleep. You see, keep in mind, only the physical body sleeps. You, the soul, shift into the astral plane or into the astral body at that time. You, the soul, are still ready to learn, just not in the physical world or in the physical plane. So your physical brain is gone, but the mental body is still alive, it is still active. So you invoke for blessings that may I receive teachings. Now, it may be on a specific subject. There is a specific subject you want guidance on, you can ask for that. Or you can just say, whatever is good for me, whatever is useful for me. In the beginning, I used to constantly ask for guidance in healing because I was very keen to develop my healing. Now, when you wake up, you may or may not have a recollection that you actually received something or not. And how it used to happen to me is that Maybe I was talking to somebody, or I was reading something, or I was healing somebody, and I would have that insight that yes, I know how to deal with this case, or I know what to do here, or I know what the answer to this problem is. And then I would think, where I have not read this anywhere, nobody has told me this. And then later I started understanding that it must be coming during my sleep in the inner world. So, just try this. No harm in trying this. Please try this. Yeah. Again, to repeat, I mean, there may be other ways of doing it. The way that I have done, I'm just explaining to you before you go to bed in the night. If you can have a salt water bath, or otherwise, just at least wash your feet. Do the soul affirmation, chant Om Namah Shivaya Om a few times, make an invocation, invoke for what you want to be taught. It can be something specific, it can be something general. And then go off to sleep and then see the magic. All right, I think time is, we are